Hello everyone, it's Seth Chandler. We got Joe Pielago with WitterBrick over here, and we are honored to be speaking with Mr. John Feigenbaum. Those of you who do not know John Feigenbaum is kind of a big deal in the coin industry, and you'll be humble about it, I'm sure.
That's what I hear.
Yes. So he ran David Lawrence Rare Coins, one of the largest rare coin companies, for 30-something years. It's a business that your father founded. In the last couple of years, you've moved on from that, and you've acquired Greysheet, which is the imminent pricing guide for all U.S. coins, old school publication since the 1960s. And then you've recently acquired Whitman Publishing. You are a publisher of the Red Book. So welcome. And so John has recently reached out to us and says, tell me about this WitterBrick thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I immediately said, you know what, John, let's just do a video about it. And then I just hung up. And so now where we are.
Yeah.
So what would you like to know?
I want to know everything about this. I don't know one thing. Really, I mean, I can gather from what I'm seeing on the table that there's, a brick, a box, really well designed, interesting. I got slabs that are marked as WitterBrick. And other than that, you mentioned to me that there were a couple of different prices for the Purex. And that's about the extent of what I know.
Okay, cool. So what's your first impression without knowing anything but looking at the actual product, the packaging, the way the slabs are? You can tell they're custom labels. What's your, a knee-jerk?
I think it's a very nice product. I mean, I love, I still absolutely love the CAC slab. I think it's really clear and well designed. I see that you've signed the backs of the coins. I guess that means it's like a testament to your belief in the coins themselves.
Hard work. I looked through 25,000 coins to get the 4,000 coins here. So a lot of hard work, so I'm proud of it. Every single coin I picked out, I'm looking collectors at anyone in the eyes and saying, I'm proud of this coin, and I'm honored that you've chosen this for.
Did you sign each label?
How many had to? Yeah,
it was a process. You're lucky of a shorter name than I did. That would be very frustrating for me.
Right. Yeah, several different pin varieties, but it's a personal thing. It's very personal for Joe. We've all been heavily involved for the last year.
Right.
And but let's face it, it's not like some genius idea, where you really are inspired by a lot of the card companies. And I think they're very, very good at engaging collectors, at creating new and exciting products. And so that was the premise behind this. And there's other firms that do this, and we support them. I think we all kind of should work together to expand the hobby and do the right thing. As the pie grows, each of our slices kind of grow as well. But we were sitting back about a year ago, and we're thinking these ideas like, what will we do differently? We're pretty active on the live stream shopping platform called Whatnot, and there's a lot of mystery games and things like that, random coin collecting packages. And we were never, some we approved us, some we weren't too excited about. But we're like, okay, if we're going to do this, how do we going to do it? Right. And so we listen to people. We have over 20,000 followers just on the Whatnot platform alone. So really it started with a lot of feedback on what collectors wanted here. And Joe, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I remember when you first were like, you think we could pull this off? And I was like, it's going to be an undertaking.
Wasn't that part of your interview?
No, this happened right after.
Right after, okay.
This was like fourth day on the job. I was like, Joe, come in here for a minute. You think we can pull this off? I'm like, yeah. I mean, yes, we can, but it's, we got to do it our way. We got to do it right. There's a lot of obstacles to achieving this. As you guys know, we're putting a minimum of 70% in value in each box. We can get into that later, but the way that we designed it, the way that we built it out, was so important to get everything right. It's been an undertaking, but it's done right, and that was the key.
And that's my first impression, right? That's my first impression, is that everything looks right. And what I know about the program coming into this conversation is the pricing piece, because you're using our pricing, which is to say something that to me is very significant, which is that you're using objective pricing.
Sure. Oh,
you're not using pick a price out of other products that are out there where the prices, I don't know what prices they're using, but they're not using ours. And to my mind, unfortunately, and I do believe this is unfortunate, that we are really the only objective pricing model in the coin business. Everyone else has a bias, whether they're, the bias towards the grading service that they price for, or whatever, let's say just things get stale. If anything, I get a lot of complaints about how aggressive we are about monitoring the actual prices in the market. So for you to do that with your product, in addition, I mean, obviously it helps you because, you don't have to create a pricing, which is insanely hard. If I say so myself, there's a lot of work, so you add that to this beautiful product, and the fact that you have to pick special coins that are like, what I see on this table, everything is original, everything's choice. I don't see clean coins here. I don't see damaged coins. I don't see overgraded coins. So that's the point, right? I mean, so everybody does what they do best.
Right.
You pick the coins, CAC grades the coins, you come up with ideas for marketing. And I think this is really important Because the other thing that I hear all the time in the coin business, and I hear, from a constituency of many dealers have ideas. They now call me and say, hey, how do you think this idea plays out into the market? Where I hear the most is, how do we expand our market into something bigger? How do we reach people outside of plain old numismatics? I mean, you've been doing that, right? Because you're on social media platforms doing incredible things that I don't see other dealers doing.
Always have a good time with it.
Well, they pick up on Whatnot. I mean, is a big platform, and we hear lots of great things about that. Whitman and Greysheet, we love that company. We see them fostering other smaller dealers and helping them get bigger. And of course, they're reaching an audience of collectors in general who may collect cards and may collect other things, but they also now see coins. And the one thing that I do believe and hear from, some of my most serious coin dealers who are also in other verticals, let's say cards and things like that, coins are the best. Coins are the most stable collectible we have.
They're beautiful. You hold them in your hand.
Coins here for thousands
It's
of
a
years.
direct connection to history. It's very clear. It's a relic from history.
Cards are wonderful, and every NBA game brings in another 50 million viewers or whatever it brings in.
Yeah.
But coins are really here to stay. So yes, we don't have a million collectors. We have, I would say, the hundreds of thousands of collectors. Maybe
I think millions. I think millions.
you would know better than I do.
Yeah.
I don't have millions of
It depends
subscribers.
on what you define as a collector, but I think people who put aside stakeholders, you'll just have a casual conversation. I think the hobby's a lot bigger than I think we all be.
Well-
by the way, you're doing great. We'd like to offer you the position of Vice President of WitterBrick. Would you consider that?
Well, I'll consider it.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I'll consider it.
But let's go over the big kind of really like what exactly WitterBrick is and the options. Now, number one, I think what sets it apart is that it's predominantly vintage coins, meaning pre-1965 coinage. Although we do have some moderns in here because people do like modern coins. I like collecting silver eagles as well, but it's really focused on great vintage coins, especially ones that are very popular that really people don't see very often, like 3-cent silvers, 3-cent nickels, half cents, 20-cent pieces, a lot of the oddball denominations. Of course, this is probably designed for newer collectors or people that are trying to figure things out with the hobby. They're fascinated that we made a 3-cent silver. It's the size of your small fingernail. And so we worked really hard to find really nice examples for that. I think the second biggest kicker, which Joe really did a great job explaining, and you complimented as well, is that no matter what price level that you enter, no matter what, you're getting at least 70% of price guide value. In addition, you have opportunities to get some of the home run chase coins, like the 1907 High Relief, that's MS64. It's a $45,000 coin. Somebody's going to pull that.
Someone's getting that.
Yeah, someone's getting that. Why are you looking?
Not telling you
We're not
box.
helping you or anything. All right, yeah.
Like if we're shot.
No. I'm not treating everybody the same. Okay, he's just coin dealer right there. But but they won't.
We're doing
Yeah, that's really a critical component because we didn't want somebody buying, for example, one of the $1,000 boxes and getting a $100 coin out of it. Even though you know that going into it, it just feels we wanted to make sure that people were still getting a good chunk of value while at the same time preserving those efforts and those tickets to get potentially a $2,000 coin, a $5,000 or $10,000 coin. So what we're doing? We're creating excitement. Just like the card hobby has done such a great job just creating an exciting product, but we wanted to make sure that the product was something that we really believed in. Vintage coins that were graded by CAC Grading right here in Virginia Beach, a great reputable grading company. Yeah, there you go, baby. It's where Greysheet and Whitman is now.
You're epicenter of numismatics.
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. We should set up going to
So like what
a set. Yeah, WitterBrick is set up a shot here. Yeah. People ask all the time, well, how are you pricing that? How are the boxes? There's actually 3 price levels. Number 1 is a $375 box. Number 2 is a $1,000 box, and the third pricing level is a $5,000 box. That sounds crazy to have a $5,000 box. I don't set the prices. You people do, all right? So people wanted to have a $5,000 box. It's been very, very popular.
Yeah.
How did they do that?
They just do all the feedback.
Yeah,
like
we talked to a lot.
Yeah.
I want a $5,000.
Oh yeah, even more. Oh
Yeah.
yes, it's been suggested. Really, So we want to give what you want.
You want?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll take a $50 million.
We want to give the people what they want, but we're going to use our expertise to curate great coins, okay, that you may not necessarily have the experience to identify.
Well, what's the deal? So with the 3 boxes,
Now,
like what are the odds that if I pay $375 for a box that I'm going to get an SVB in there or something like that?
you know what? We're not odds makers.
Okay.
We are publishing a list of every single coin that's in the program.
Right.
Okay, and so people could do their own math. I can't sit here and say 1 of 8, 1 of 10, 1 of 100. Yeah.
It's just kind of dispersed.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
a minimum value set
Yeah.
based on
Yeah.
what you just say, 70%.
Yeah.
And what is the difference between then the yellow?
That's a great question. Joe, once you, because I love these, yeah. Let's see, where's the silver one? Yeah.
Yeah.
The silver one, we got 3 different labels.
Where's the silver? I didn't see.
So the different label styles are going to reflect some of the rarity in the release.
Okay.
So like basically the top, whatever, 150, 170 coins, I forget, get the gold label.
So rated.
Yeah, right. Then you got kind of your next
That's
batch.
great, like very solid.
Underrated. I didn't.
Yeah,
underrated. Yeah, I'm not great.
Oh, yeah, I mean, come on, folks. It's a Fujio set.
I mean, it's
the
amazing.
first set. This is amazing. The first coin, it initiated by the Active
A
Congress.
lot of pricing on colonial coinage, man. That's just amazing how inexpensive colonial coin is.
Yeah.
It's amazing for the rare.
Same with the paper money too. It's wild to take a step back here, right?
Let's say you got Michael, little kids or something. Let's say that, all right, imagining Chitri, I'm making Bob, what is this box? It's all right.
Right,
And then you'll open it up and you pull this out.
right.
How exciting that
And you're like, what?
Yeah, you got the put that plug in there. I wish you out.
Sure,
Yeah, red book. Yeah. But really, I mean, that's what I'm excited because we worked really hard to curate these boxes, and I'm excited. I'm excited for when all of y'all open them up and see what you find in there.
Yeah,
You know,
the unboxing kind of aspect. Keep it fun.
keep in mind that it's not, you brought up a good point earlier about, the Greysheet CPG price. I want to get into more details about that, but we have independent pricing because if, let's say I was a James Bond villain, Dr. Evil, and I said, oh, this is worth 10,000, this is 15,000, it would be no good, right? So we chose you, the greatest pricing company of all time, Greysheet, to price, not you, your organization. Don't get too crazy.
Keeping me humble.
With the grading, we have a CAC grading, but they're also, they're also verifying all the values. They're actually, we put all the package together and they sign off by stating what we say we're going to do to everyone is what we're going to do. And that's why every single package, we're at CAC World Headquarters in Virginia Beach, gets sealed here and it gets a special CAC sticker there on the side, CAC WitterBrick sticker.
Wow.
So we can't mess around. So this is we can't mess around with it. Whoever buys it, it's like a sealed pack. If you like it.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I love packaging. I really do.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm big on packaging now,
Thank you.
especially with our
Yeah.
Witman connection and
Yeah.
so on, because packaging is important and it's difficult.
Joe led the charge on that. I saw the headaches and
Joe,
like,
it was
Joe. He was-
Joe, you killed it.
It was fun. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Appreciate it. Classy, tasteful, not gimmicky.
Sell some boxes for us.
Yeah.
It goes back to getting it right.
So do you want to ask me who the target market this is for?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm just gonna tell you.
Would you please tell me who? Yeah.
Who's gonna buy it?
I mean, that was my next question. It's like,
Who
if
do
you
we have in mind?
If you make these 3 different price points,
Yes.
so presumably that might be more. They're different price points, different targets.
Yeah.
But even at 375, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap,
Right?
but it's still
everybody's like whipping out 375. So
there was.
it's an odd number.
It's funny you bring up it's not cheap. I agree with you. That's why we were really committed to delivering a lot of value to people. Not just with the actual cool coins, the vintage coins, CAC special labels. I sign them. We have a registry set on our website that will teach you how to teach you really kind of how to collect coins. Because this is really designed for just a couple of categories. Number one, people that are brand new to coins that want some action, want a fun way to get introduced to what we feel are great things to collect. Okay, vintage U.S. coins, current date coins. The second thing is people that just have a little bit of experience in coins and kind of get it and want some action. And then I think, this isn't for a lot of collectors. We fully acknowledge that. This is not a way to fill holes in your collection unless you want to collect like a WitterBrick series. But if you want like new and entertaining ideas with not much downside, some home run shots and just have some fun, I think this is it. And believe it or not, the upper end, there's been 4 collectors that I'm good friends with that have very significant collections, tens of millions of dollars. They're just having fun. We'll take a couple sets, just have fun, just support us. It's like, this is fun. I'm gonna open up with my kids at the dining room table. It's not for every collector.
Would you presume that somebody like kind of gets a box and then gets inspired and says, hey, oh wow, I have the peace dollar in the box. Now I want to collect the rest of that set.
Exactly.
That's the idea. Is that you did it?
Exactly. That's it.
Right.
And so we're different. Yeah. Here's the $100. So we're also designing sets in here.
Okay.
Luckily, if this does really well, if you people love it, we'll introduce other rounds of WitterBrick, and we'll be able to introduce sets. So we'll be able to, like for example, a proof set of Mercury knives. There's 4 or 5 different dates in this round, and the future round there could be the other dates as well. So you can have a set registry set based upon that. The important thing is we're trying to introduce ideas to people that don't have a lot of experience on how to collect coins. You could do a date and min mark set within a series. You could do a type set. We have so many type set availabilities here. You want to do nickels. We got the with rays, no ray shield, the V nickels, the Buffalo nickels. Sure, it's really, really cool. But one of the things that I'm really proud of with WitterBrick is our commitment and focus to classic key date coins. Okay, because again, a lot of people that could be buying this are like newer collectors, perhaps all whatnot. They may have heard about the Nitro and SVDB or the 1916D work we done. We put a lot of those classic key date coins because it's old school. It's one of the first coins you hear about. Probably the most famous U.S. coin is an Nitro.
Everybody seems to ask me.
Like there's what, other year 4 or something?
You go to a cocktail party and somebody's like, oh, I had a 1909, you know, like an 1909 SVDB.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we placed a lot. I can't even count. We've actually placed a lot of uncirculated ones, a lot of like media, like original ones. Like,
Yeah.
you're pulling this from a box.
Yeah. Well, I did earlier, by the way.
Oh yeah. Well, this is
got
cool.
stakes.
Immediately,
Yeah.
I was like, that's a cool coin.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's like a 1909
DDP, right? And so, as y'all know that follow us on social media, we're doing videos on a regular basis, educating people about key date coins. You know, pushing it out there, and this is a key component to like collecting
Well, I'm
coins.
glad to hear that. I mean, I'm a
Three-legged nickels.
Yeah, you and I have always had that in common, that we prefer key date coins. And there's all kinds of coin collectors. There's people who like gem coins, or there are people who collect this and that. But I've always been a fan of key date coins. That's I think they're just tried and true. Always be great. And 1877 and 88s, or like you said, three-legged buffalo.
Yeah.
1960 quarters, whatever it is. If I would ever go back to dealing, which I don't ever see, it would just be a focus on key dates. That's probably my area.
That's good. I feel like there's a little. You might go back to dealer or what?
No.
I get you.
If it's like an if I ever did.
Because you would I'm gonna, just to be very real with you, when you were a coin dealer, but you were I've always told you this top 5 coin dealer in the country. Your skill set was.
Who's better than Zig?
Top 5. 1, 2, you were number 5, and I'm not into it, so, sorry.
I mean, that's thank you. That's extremely nice of you to say.
But it's true.
I was a trader by nature, and that's why I do values now, because that's what I do. I do values, and I know what's held values, and I know key date coins just always hold their value. That's the whole deal. And not to mention there's a good hunt and fine development, things like that. And so usually people build a set, if they're building a set of peace dollars, they're going to eventually get to the key dates. And I have to get to 28 or whatever, the 21 is key date. And then
the 64D.
the 64D, right, that roll.
Yeah, sure.
Or I'm telling you.
A bag. Yeah. So, you bring up a good point, and, a critical component of the program is that we have 70% of Greysheet's CPG value. So what exactly does that mean? If I look this coin up, and I'm just using round numbers, if I look up this coin on your guide and it says $2,000, how did you come up with that? Oh, yeah, let's look
it up.
Okay. Nitro on SVDB.
Okay.
It's a fine 15.
Okay. So we started in BF20 in the printed guide. And then online we have every grade. So an SVDB will 515.
Yeah. You could just use a fine value.
1280.
So just to be clear, a fine 12.
And honestly, a 515 is worth the same, but 1250, that's not.
Okay.
How do you get?
How do you stop? Is it crystal ball? Like, what is it?
Absolutely not. I mean, what we do with pricing is that we built, the best, most sophisticated database that exists in the industry for sure, and probably in the entire collectibles world. I say that because I haven't seen anything that looks like what we're doing in cards or elsewhere. I see a lot of algorithmic-based websites, but nobody really doing what we're doing. And what we're doing is, we start with a catalog. The catalog is everything. The catalog is the Rosetta Stone that says, what is it that we have? So when we talked about the fact that I had worked on colonial coinage recently and pricing, the first thing I had to do was figure out whether we had it right in the catalog. I have to make sure we have every colonial that the Red Book had. We acquired Red Book recently in the Whitman acquisition. We wanted to make sure we had a matchup with everything that's in the Red Book, and that when we did not, we had to fix it. And then make sure the labels make sense. Okay, we have the SVDB listed, and now that the SVDB is listed, there's 3 entries minimum for an SVDB. There's the brown colored surface, the red, brown, and the red. The red, brown, and red typically exist only in mint-steady by nature. So we have pricing points for about, if I had to guess, 25 grades or so for SVDB, from all the way from AG2 to MS67 in brown surface. Then we'll take the red brown surface and we'll also price that, and then the red, and that's all relative. So it's very complicated. The project of pricing is so insanely complicated, which is why I wasn't really being self-aggrandizing when I said it's a difficult job.
Oh yeah,
way nuance to go. You can't price a red brown less than a brown, and you can't blah blah blah. There's a variety of an SVDB that it has to be at least valued at SVDB values, things like that. And so what we do is we start with something very unique, completely unique to the collectibles world is we start with wholesale. So we price Greysheet because how did we do that? It's because we first started owning Greysheet, which is the wholesale price guide. Within the collectibles world, it's very unique in that it's only industry standard for a hobby that is for dealers. Has always been originally a dealer-based product. So we price all the prices that the dealer's going to commit. Whether I know you use it, you've told me that many times. I mean, everybody, you go to a show, every coin show has a Greysheet, has the Greysheet on the table.
It's the standard, folks.
What's the sheet say?
And it doesn't right, and that's in Greysheet's almost a verb. What's Greysheet or something like so? So what's Greysheet? Doesn't mean we're always perfect. I would never argue that we were. But if Greysheet's 1,200, you might say to somebody, listen, I'm always paying $1,250. Greysheet's 1,200, but I'll always pay $1,250. A little over. At least you have somewhere to start.
Have a floor.
And that's the floor, or at least a common language, right? How come your coin's worth $1 million? How come your night worth is worth $2 million? Well, Greysheet says it's worth $2 million. Okay, well, at least up them.
It's something.
Look, you fight too hard.
You could debate it, but it's like that's something to discuss.
That's right. And so what happened is we were originally looking for a home to price our coins retail price guide versus because what happened is other price guides that exist in the universe. We know we're not the only one.
Yeah.
They exist, but they don't move when we do. So what happens is all of a sudden, I've learned that, there's a new program for peace dollars that instead of them being worth wholesale of $30, they're now worth $34. Mm-hmm. Well, if the retail guide is just, in our business, trade spread business. So if it's a $10 spread from wholesale to retail, and we move halfway into that spread, and the other guides don't, that's a problem. Now you can't make a spread. Now your retail guide doesn't work for you. And it's another way it's true. If gold goes down, gold is now at record highs on 2,500. So gold, that is an enormous thing in our business because that means that coin, that $20 gold piece, is worth more today just by its gold content than it was worth a year ago,
right?
2 years ago. Unbelievable. So if the retail guides don't do their job, and I didn't think they weren't keeping up with our numbers, so I said, I offered them out. I offer them out today. Anybody who wants to talk to me about us helping you with pricing, we will help you. Whether it's CAC or any other company. CAC does use our pricing, so I say that freely. We are agnostic to who we work with, as long as we like the company. And so what happens is we decided that we had to create our own retail price guide because the other companies didn't want to use our own version. And so what we did was we use a multiplier. It's not very complicated. Sometimes 25%, something in that nature, because spreads and bullion and things like that. And we created a retail price guide based on the wholesale. So they move in sync. It's hugely important that the market can communicate. Hey, I paid $1,000. I'm a seller at $11.50.
Sure. Yeah.
That kind of spread doesn't work in there.
Yeah.
So. Also, at the advent of CAC stickling's been around, 11 years now, something I met on
2008, yeah.
Okay, so 15 years, 16 years, amazing, I'm very old. Because it feels like, that feels huge, John came out with a stickering company. So anyway, John and I spoke, and he didn't find a friendly audience saying, hey, the prices of our coins are worth more than the non-sticker coin. But no one's really able to do that with their software and so on. Now, I only bought into the Greysheet company 8 years ago. I was a dealer, so I was really dealing with the sticker coins for 8 years, let's say, and benefiting from this arbitrage that we could get a coin that wasn't stickered and get a sticker put on it, learning about these spreads, understanding where the value points is. So all of these things that I learned when we bought the Greysheet, which had no differentiation, of course, for sticker coins or even really grading services and things like that, we came along and we built the software to accommodate the fact that sticker coins were generally worth, I would say on average, about 20% more than non-sticker coins. That's the market on average, and that's just that's not a hard number.
Yes.
In my head, that'd be my average. If a $150 cert farm recorder is worth $150, you're probably buy it 180, right? That's if I just asked you, sure, she'd probably be like, yeah, sure, I'll buy that 180 right now. I mean, 05.
It's really unique.
050 would be F, and you're like, oh, sure, I'll pay 180.
Isn't it unique in our hobby? It's amazing the amount of liquidity there is.
So much liquidity.
And versus other hobbies, I don't really think that exist. It's like,
It does not exist.
and I'm not knocking other hobbies. I get that's how it is, and we know that going into it. But if I buy like a piece of furniture, for $250,000, what's it worth if I need to sell it?
You have to read arsenal
or a certain type of card
or autographed baseball. I don't know what the spreads are large. The stamp business. I was a stamp collector, and I can tell you that the reason I think that business is in massive peril and if we can even say it's a business much longer, is because they didn't have that spread, that liquidity didn't exist. And so the average stamp dealer, a little bit like the average coin dealer of the 1980, the pre-slabbing coin dealer, they were working on huge spreads. Buy a coin for 100, I want 250. Put in the case at 250, and it can sit there for 3 years, but then finally sold. They're vindicated that they just, doubled up or tripled up. Stamp business still exists this way. People buy, collections and albums with thousands of stamps, and they just make all their money on the first 50 sales.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it down for free.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And it's just terrible. It's just bad for the collector. So the coin business is really wonderful. And the reason I'm still here after my whole life of really just not knowing what, this was going to be my career ever. Well, you said we're going to talk in a different conversation, but anyway, I love the liquidity of this business, and I love that we can contribute to this liquidity by having accurate price information. And so to get back to your first question, how do we do it? We start with the wholesale. So if you say to me, John, you have the wholesale value of SVD.
Yeah, I think $11 for this thing.
You're saying I pay $1,100, John, you're only at $10.50. Well, then you just inform me. I say, okay, Seth, that's reasonable. I certainly know you want our interactions. You're a buyer, $1,100. I boost that, which is also going to boost the next 7 grades up because it's actually a tight spread point. And then all of a sudden, the retail guide is going to change to reflect this new number. And the CAC guide, like we said, there's a premium for CAC versus non-CAC in this market. That will affect that, and then that's what pops into this magazine. So we've been publishing CAC-specific pricing in this magazine now. This is probably our 4th year. What does it say there? I don't know if it says here. How many volumes? Number 6 years. Oh my God, it's flying.
Yeah.
So for 6 years we've been publishing a CAC price guide. Which is really, it's very self-serving for us. It's great for us that, that John Albanese at CAC have always supported our organization and our pricing. And believe me, I talk to him about prices quite regularly. What is a 70, 60, C20 cent piece, the ultimate key date worth in MS65, because one has a trade in a while, I need some help, or anything. And so all of that informs the follow-on pricing and into our system. So that's
No, it's great. I think it adds validity to what we're trying to do. And that's the really big reason why we chose you to help us price those coins for people out there. They understand what you're getting. You understand the numbers when we just casually say 70% of Greysheet CPG price guide. What does that mean? What does that translate?
And we take them really seriously. I don't know if you can tell the way I talk about this, how serious I take.
Oh, yeah.
I had an email this morning complaining about how we're too aggressive to watch prices in recent auctions in the last week. What am I supposed to wait? Am I supposed to wait till what SI falls and then report the price and come down? So does the weatherman tell you a week later that if they're raising?
You're on it.
So we take it really seriously, and we don't like any kind of artificial interactions with how we do the pricing. We like to, as soon as we know price should change, we change. I just feel like it's dishonest to not know. If I have information, I have to convey as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's good. It's all transparency.
Right.
It's all about transparency.
And I believe that's the philosophy of CHC, and I would believe that's the philosophy of WitterBrick.
Oh, yeah.
That's what is paramount to me.
And
what's sitting here with you.
What's awesome is on our website, we just launched it. All the pricing is all keyed in at all the major touch points. It's really, really nice to see, really transparent. Everyone can go in and see what the coin is worth. It's really powerful.
That's cool. I'd really like to see that.
Yeah. You gotta check it out. Everyone's gotta check it out.
Yeah, WitterBrick.com.
Yeah, it's live. Check it out.
So,
if all those web pages are pointing back to Greysheet.com.
They are. They all do.
Yeah, of course.
Buy a red book. Yeah.
Because this is such a fraction of the information we offer, so that's it. That's wonderful.
It's robust.
Yeah.
It's nice working with you on that.
It's awesome.
So here's the deal. I know a lot of you people are like, how do I get one? How do I get one? So we will be selling them on our website on August 30th.
This Friday?
3-hour window. Yeah, basically this Friday, right around the corner, during a 3-hour window between 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We sold a certain amount to people that are going to resell them on Whatnot. Just a handful of people, and they are going to be able to sell them at 1 p.m. that day after we've sold out on our website. At that point, we're going to let the free market decide what they're worth, what people want to pay for them, but our hands are off. We have no more to sell. We want to give every single member of the public an opportunity to buy them, and that's why we're offering a lot of these on our website. We can't guarantee anybody's going to get anything because we expect it to sell out. We know it's going to sell out, but I'm really grateful for the amount of pre-interest in it. But so that's the best way if you're trying to get one. Is either go to WitterBrick.com, sign up for all the updates, watch our social media on Instagram, and that'll give you the best opportunities. And then obviously there's going to be a lot of people selling them on Whatnot, which is, We're gonna let the free market decide the prices from that point. But at that point, our hands are off of it. We owe no more. We can't yield phone, hey, I need more of these or this or that. I think I have a sense there's going to be enough of a fan base that, we really want everybody to publish what they open, so we can keep track of it. I want to know who gets the high relief. I want to know who gets that proof-seeded dollar because I love these coins. Again, I handpicked every single one of these coins. I think it's going to develop into a community. Excuse me?
I hope you wash your hands after.
Oh, there's a lot of coins, yeah, especially at copper coins. Yeah, it's a good point. They get black very quickly.
Well, I have a couple questions.
Go ahead, shoot.
First of all, what is are you going to do second, third, fourth releases? This is the first release.
I mean, we're focused on delivering an amazing experience this time because it's been a lot. You think it's this much work, and it's going to be double, then it's going to be like triple. So we just want to make sure that everything gets shipped correctly. People could go onto the website, they could start posting things up, but it's not our decision. It's actually their decision.
So you're just going to go with the market.
Yeah, go with the market. Yeah, we're going to learn what got here.
An awesome job. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's like, okay. I mean, if you're not just automatically going to.
No. It's up to them. We don't.
If you do, will we know which was the first releases or the second? Like the box is going to change color.
Actually, it's a great question. So on the website, the sleeve we can read brand every release, and then also on the website. So every, I'll get kind of granular for 2 seconds. So every certification number is unique on our website. We have cert verification, we have registries built around it, you can put them in your inventory, so on and so forth. Each one will also get tagged with registry coins for the WitterBrick registry. It will also get tagged what release it was from, so you can track it that way as well. All these are all uploaded and they say WitterBrick first release 2024, and then also all the values are tied to it as well. So each coin actually becomes its own little thing in your little digital collection and your physical collection as well.
Well, what would you do? What would you do differently if you were VP in charge of WitterBrick the second round?
He is.
What would you do?
Yeah, it's what
I mean,
I need more jobs.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have an opinion about what I would do. I'm interested in what you're doing. I was thinking to myself, it'd be kind of funny to know what the spread is on unopened Witter box.
Yeah.
Because Greysheet, and we price everything. I'll price anything. And in my mind, that's why my mind didn't sure. So I'm thinking, okay, what's a release one WitterBrick 375 face value box worth in a year?
Yeah, we're gonna see it in there, right?
It could. If there was a market in it, if there was a legitimate organic market in such a thing, I would have no problem reporting. I won't report artificial markets.
Sure, yeah.
Because it has to, in my mind, be a real market for something before to do that. But I just that's kind of what I was trying to get at.
Why don't you shed some light on the sample slabs, the market?
Oh yeah. Two things. Yeah. So all you sample slab. So we issued about 100 of these sample slabs. They're live on our website.
So let's have it.
Yeah, you could only get them if you signed up on the website and filled out the survey that we had. I think I've seen bids for $2,000 for the silver label. Yeah, we issued them in these little heat sealed pouches, kind of like little mini WitterBricks. I don't know what label is inside. I think the sealed ones I saw bids for $1,000. It's getting out of hand out there.
That sample slab business is got to be the most surprising thing that I. Whether it's PCGS and the Tombstone slabs,
collectors.
There's always
no one ever saw that coming.
Yeah.
And I mean, none of those of us that were really in the crowd level.
Well, there were free handouts that shows. Check out our folder.
We saved 10 of them too, and we gave them out at the ANA show, but we only gave them out to the young pages. Yeah, instead of kind of doing all the work in our case, we randomly just, here you go, kid. And
you explaining them all the bids on the sealed stuff. They're like, cool.
It proves that there's a really, that's an organic collector base for coins, that there's this little subsection that say, I'm just really nostalgic for, I don't know how many versions of PCGS slabs we've seen through the years. There's a catalog.
Oh, it's deep.
Runs 38.2. This is a slab 7.2.
Yeah. But I am interested to see what the sealed market ends up as. I do a lot of trading cards for fun as well, as well as coins. And I'm really in tune with that market. Actually, a lot of trading card logic went into the build out of all of this. There are some really interesting long-term plays. I'm going to butcher the set. I think it's '09 Topps Chrome Basketball. I don't know. Apologies if I butchered it. But there's a Steph Curry rookie in there that's very, very valuable. I think the sealed boxes go for 10 to 14 grand or something like that.
What based on some percentage of the likelihood that there's one in the box.
Exactly.
Nobody
just the publishers the big coins. And we're publishing all the big coins.
That's actually too intelligent for me. That kind of level.
It definitely scrambles my brain. The beauty is, 12 p.m. August 30th, our hands are off of this. There is no more. And I'm just going to sit back, eat popcorn, and watch the market decide.
How many are out there? How many?
So it's right around 1,100. We'll have the final number on the website before launch. Yeah, full transparency.
Cool.
Yeah, and we're just acting.
1,100 totals. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's around 3,400 coins. It's all on the website.
Okay.
I'm gonna butcher the exact number, so
Yeah.
So don't do that.
yeah, right.
Butchering.
Exactly.
Yeah, no butchering. We'll add that a little bit. Well, maybe you'll redub it. All right. Give me a Spanish accent. This is actually 3,200. You know?
But we're gonna act as Tops and Panini would, if you will. It's just we're the main distributors. We're not participating really in the opening. We might do like one for Witter Point U fundraiser or whatever.
Oh, but you're not selling them on your site?
We're just selling them at an issue price.
Oh, yeah.
We're not participating with a secondary market.
No. We don't want people to think that we're like manipulating the boxes. We know we're doing. We're done. Seal it at CAC. We're done. Let the market decide. Let everybody have fun.
It's pure randomization.
Okay.
That helps a lot. We have them obviously curated because we have to hit the 70% of values. Like this was one giant math formula. And it all worked itself out really beautifully. But because of that, there was a lot of, back to what Seth was saying about, CAC and us putting the stickers on here. We set out with plans. We put the coins in there. They validated that, yes, these are the coins that were put in there. We can safely seal this up. This should be good. It's based on, your guys' pricing. And so what that allowed for was a really robust way to get them out there. Kind of got lost in this point right here, so maybe we'll edit this one a little bit.
No, I actually like it. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking. Yeah,
it allowed for us to really. Oh, that's what I was.
Creativity gives you a lot of creativity.
And then so we had everything tracked up to a certain point. And then what was beautiful is once it got to the plastic wrap machine, it's full randomization. We literally, it sounds kind of weird to say, I don't know where the hydroleaf is. It's in a giant pile of boxes. And it's better that way. It's so organic, it's real, it's fresh. That's what we want.
Yeah.
It's a giant coin roll hunt.
I think that's all that. I think
That's why I'm excited for them. I'm excited for all their budget.
Of it, right? I think because what happens is too often, maybe you do it once, and then if you do it again, and then a third time, it's like, okay, now it's nothing. Now it becomes more and more, let's say, manipulated.
Sure.
And you don't want to go there.
Nah.
And again, another shameless plug for what we do, but we have the data with the pricing, and it really can relieve you a lot of that work to make sure that every box is on it, right? That shouldn't be a human with a calculator anymore,
right?
That all those things. So I think it's great. I think it's the perfect application. This is what I love.
Yeah.
For me, for what we do at Whitman is we're trying to generate products that then support the industry as a whole, whether it's the dealers or it's the end user, the collector who wants a red book, wants to learn about coins, or the dealer that needs the data. Either way, this is like you taking advantage of a grading service, of our pricing, registry, of all these different pieces, and then of course having the coins is everything.
Yeah,
and the hardest part, by the way, I gotta say, getting these SVEVs at 515. This is the rarest coin ever. Where the food, you showed me.
Yeah.
Not only is it's this, it's reasonably valued in my opinion, market-wise, but it's so hard to find one that'll slab.
Yeah.
CAC because they're all the bad surface.
Yeah, the rough. They're
So funny, the surface quality like the one I'm holding is
everything. That's why I signed the back. Yeah, it's personal.
Yeah, personal.
Deeply.
There's no details coins, no problem coins, everything's straight graded.
Yeah, well, we can't value details.
Yeah, exactly. So that's awesome. So thanks for being. I'm glad we were able to do this. Have a video. We can educate people instead of over the phone. But yeah, I appreciate it. Glad. I love all your feedback.
I'm glad I could stop in and support what you're doing. I'm glad you could come to Virginia Beach for the first time ever.
So it's nice. It's been good. So thanks, man. Put it right up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Good luck with the launch. Will you please tell me how it goes?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Tom. Yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah, it'll be good.